Lost leg. I've spent a long time doing this thing, pursuing this wiring, this ambiguous passion. Product don't sell anymore, but you can sell yourself, your personhood, and the thing are secondary. And it's just showbiz, the rundown. It's always been about giving that much, how many pounds of flesh you got, and everything in your pockets too. We all submit to shakedowns, to giving up the holy light. What you gotta show for it is different, and what he had to show for it wasn't much more than rent. To be fair, a lot more than most people got. Most wirers, too, but it ain't the dream that people used to get. See, the dreams you aimed for, what you always wanted, antiquated, out of date, past the Best Buy, these were always switched on the shelves. Generic brand, but we ain't telling you. The ones who own the keys to the store, they all let in that it's the same dream, but it ain't, and it's got everything and nothing to do with money. The thought of cash turned him sick, so he figured of giving his soul. He was thinking of these things a lot because he was going through the motions. The daily, habitual, ritual, punctual, unctuary, hurts heave. He was going through the motions with such clarity it had.
Oh, vier niks zo goed, jammer. Goed. Goed.
No, jag kastar svär som en blöd för vad sa jag så inga i så good and
Oh, fuss ska vart jammer.
powers den
Då auch gönn den neue ring elning sin. Sehr stütz haben. Snarare wel men op.
Dat is nou vind ik als er first now but
Rocks at the worries best they get. Neer ik en al is laat zo veel geld. Het is really asking me zak en slaap geld lief. Ja, het is really asking me zak en slaap geld lief.
Ik is de bedoeling.
Dat is de brengen op. Luis die benoemen. Nou, Luis is geen begin laag, maar slaan het. Net met de nimid.
Sentimental Ode. It's after Nazim Hikmet, and it's also after Adesli Skirmai. Here, the dead and dying salmon at the end of youth rot on the creek bed by the sound. There must be dozens or 100 here. It's easy to grieve, but these fish do it every year, never forgetting their origins. Instinct has its role in this world. How else do we find our way? Turn right at the fork. This isn't where I'm supposed to be now or in a moment. My pulse elevates. I speak. You can count the boats, the waterfowl, find haven in the trees. Close by, wooden steps lead towards the neighborhoods. I navigate by feel to calm myself down and slow my breaths. This is sometimes enough to keep sorrow from its return, hold off attention for now, and if I can't, I can watch the waves for a minute or two, match my breathing with the cold gray intermingled with blue, yoking the world together. I can't name a single tree, must learn one name a week, go meet neighbors, be less cynical in my interactions with loved ones and even strangers. In moments like this, I notice the body's mechanics and give too much attention to the off-kilter ones, the ache and tilt. If it gets bad enough, I say out loud, "You're okay. It's okay. I love you. We're going home." I look at the daytime moon and try to hold reality. I don't know what else to say about life, about the ocean, about the any and all of it. But in the stream still swims a huge fish that lived.
So just for the context of this, that book that we're looking at downstairs, Novels in 3 Lines by Felix Fenanion, however you say his French-ass name. He worked for a newspaper in Paris for only like a year, but he wrote so many little blurbs for that newspaper, and that's just a collection of these like little, it's 3 lines, but really it's often more than 3 lines, but they're just short little snapshots. So I wrote them in 2 categories. I have blurbs, and then I have fake newspaper headlines. So I'm going to read a few fake newspaper headlines. Let's see. Local artisan candle maker pushed from retail space for condominium development. Hopes of relocation seem extinguished. Cat burglar apprehended at downtown pet store. Found rolling around in mysterious leafy substance.
That's the whole novel.
Murder of crows observed playing practical jokes on neighborhood youngsters. Dozens of lollipops and ice creams reported stolen. West End Irish bar burns to the ground in tragic beer fire on St. Patrick's Eve. Newly unemployed staff are relieved. After years of training, local border collie recognized as preeminent cellist, shocking symphony goers. A dearth of gherkins. Cucumber shortage leaves local restaurants in a pickle. Miraculous attention deficit disorder therapy discovered. Lost to time after scientists distracted by daytime talk shows. A Hungarian nobleman of Budapest, who paid a visit to a small Nebraska town, was burned at the stake last week. Described as pallid and uninviting, it is said that he spoke in a formal register and wore a strange bow tie. Broccoli blamed for catastrophic riot damages at North End Preschool. Administration hires consultant to commission study on vegetable variables. Live-action roleplay gone too far. Roving band of Russian Cossacks ransack Oklahoma-Texas border town.
Wait, what? Wait, what? Oh, yeah.
They're like just
you know,
long
you
enough
know.
that you're sort of like, what was at the big?
Yeah, and then you're like, whoa, what? I like how they're all novels with really no ending.
Yeah.
The ending would leave you like, what?
I have a couple longer ones.
Novels?
Yeah. A demonstration which was underway Monday morning on the Manisov Bridge in central Prague was cut unexpectedly short by a conspicuous accident in which several cars collided with a tram. The smallest vehicle of the bunch was reportedly launched into the river with such force that the impact could be heard throughout the little quarter and as far as the old square. Ultimately, no one was hurt and all walked away amicably.
Amicably.
A certain bartender was found unconscious in the street this morning in the Maloshrana district. Fed anchovies and stale bread, he eventually hobbled home. Upon beaching itself to avoid capsizing off the Bay of Biscay, the warship Anna Maria of Spain was subject to a scrupulous search by local officials. Delirious drunkards discovered lurking beneath the floorboards of the otherwise abandoned vessel. Upon the first visit to the far reaches of her land, a heckler defiled the newly coronated queen's coat with a rotten egg from a distance of nearly 10 meters. Taken by the spectacle, several onlookers rushed home to fetch eggs of their own.